Yes, 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 people. What is going on? What is going on? Listen, you know, happy Monday. All right. Happy Monday. Hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are golden. Listen, it's another day, man. Yeah, there's a lot going on, but you know what? I've always had, you know, I like when one of our legends gets recognized properly. All right. I love it when one of our legends gets recognized properly. And I've always had good feelings about this legend, right? I don't think he has done anything that was crazy, that was like, yo, this dude is running mad right now, right? Never had none of that. But when I saw this report, this news report today, I was like, all right, this is good. All right, it goes like this. David Beckham is said to be reckoned to receive his knighthood after years in pursuit of the honor. The Manchester United and England legend will be recognized for his contribution to sport and charity on Tuesday. So, for you guys who are, ahead of the schedule, right? You need to know him as Sir. All right. You cannot just say David Beckham. You got to recognize him as Sir David Beckham. So the report goes like this. Beckham, one of the most iconic figures in English football, was previously awarded the OBE in 2003, having been rumored to be in line for the knighthood in 2011. He will finally become Sir David following his inclusion in King Charles' birthday honors list this past June. All right, the 50-year-old, wow, Beckham is 50? Golly. Yo, this is crazy. I don't know why I didn't. Okay, yeah, Beckham is 50. So the 50-year-old played a pivotal role in securing the London 2012 Olympics, has acted as a UNICEF ambassador for decades. Listen, all in all, Sir David Beckham will finally be called Sir on Tuesday. Big up to David Beckham, man. Listen, dude, one thing I can say about David Beckham, man, he's always been, a gentleman, always trying to do his part to represent our club. Noe, what up? Yes, 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 to represent our club. You know what? I only have good stuff to say about him, man. It's one of those, he just went and did his thing. He didn't really go into punditry like that. He took his money out there. He went, he did his thing, man. Inter Miami is doing well. He got Messi in his team. So, big up to him. It's one of those like personal honors that he's receiving. I think obviously for any British national out there to be knighted, it is definitely a big deal. And I bet you the news cycle on Tuesday will be dominated by Sir David Beckham. Of course, and the guy is always humble, man. That's what I like about the dude, man. He's always humble. I can imagine his interviews. He's going, yeah, man, it is, one of those. So I like it, man. I like it. It's one of those news cycles that we're not going to sit here and talk about United. People are losing their heads after drawing a match. I'm seeing a lot of things like, yo, guys, we did not lose a game. All right, we drew a match. Relax, people. Relax. All right, it's not the end of the world. People, come on, man. Because here's the thing, right? In this run of games that we were on, we needed what? We had what? 4 games? So 4 games, maximum point is 12. 4 times 3, whatever, 16. Is it 16? No, 4 times 3, yeah, 12. Yeah, there you go, right? It's 12 points. Right now, we were able to get at the 10. All right, 10 so far. We are, right now, I wrote it down here like we are 4 unbeaten, but people already like, yo, yeah, and then now we see, why this thing is not gonna work out and all this craziness. I'm like, come on, people, relax yourself, okay? Relax, people. It's only a draw. It's not an end of the world. We got Tottenham to come, and we're gonna exact our revenge with Tottenham. All right, so folks need to relax, in my opinion. But yeah, so yeah, that's so seeing all that going on, and we see a madness. A lot of people reacting to another legend of ours in Gary Neville talking a madness, in that commentary for the Nottingham Forest game. I don't know if you guys saw that. He was saying something like Sheshko looks kind of awkward. Sheshko, he hasn't hit the ground running like the other new acquisitions, right? I'm like, okay, that was another thing that was going on today. A lot of people were talking about it, right? A lot of people were talking about it, and when I had missed that commentary, so I went and checked it. I was like, yo, Gary, actually, you know what? I understand why people are not very happy with you right now, right? Because um, Ruben Amorim did say, right, if you were a commentator, if you were a pundit, right, you gotta say a madness, right? If you're a pundit, you gotta say something, controversial to make you interesting, to make people want to watch you, right? And Gary Neville after that game against Nottingham Forest making a comment like, "Yo, Benjamin Sheshko, he's not really hitting the ground running. He looks awkward running." Really, Gary? Come on, man. You are a club legend. This kid in Benjamin Sheshko, if you compare to all the new the signings that happened to these other teams out here, I think he's doing better. He's doing better than Isak, right? But I don't see you guys going after Isak like that. So I know Gary Neville was trying to be, impartial, like that kind of thing he does, trying to be impartial and all this stuff, right? Because you're commentating on not commentating like you're a pundit on a game, but still you cannot go that hard on our striker, right? Because in that Nottingham Forest game, if you think about it, really, Cunha and Mbumbo, who was actually the main guys who are supposed to be giving us the goals, they also struggled a little bit. They struggled, but most of our goals that we scored were set pieces, right? But still, there was no need for him to go that heavy on Benjamin Sheshko, right? Because here's the thing. One thing I don't get is, yeah, you're a club legend. You're supposed to help our players because whenever you put pieces like you say stuff like that, you're not really helping the kid. The kid is gonna see it in Benjamin Sheshko, and then yeah, you're not helping. You're not helping because and one thing and I'm glad Ruben Amorim had put it out talking about Shundaich when he was saying Shundaich was like, yeah, if I was given the Man United job, I can switch him to a 4-4-2 and I'll probably get more wins than that, right? Ruben Amorim's reaction to that was like, yeah, probably could. But, Ruben Amorim was like, yeah, sometimes guys, you got to understand this thing. If you're a pundit, it's one thing. If you're a coach, it's another, right? So if you're a pundit, you want to say this controversial stuff. That way it gets clipped, because like, honestly, the reason we're talking about this Gary Neville thing, making a statement, making a comment on Benjamin Sheshko, it's because he made a controversial statement and, everybody's talking about it, right? But honestly, Gary Neville, the way he's rolling is ridiculous right now, right? He's one of our own. He could have easily said, you know what, he's taking the Sheshko. Maybe he's still trying to adjust to life in the Premier League. He's a young striker. Trying to grow into those boots of Man United, being a Man United forward. One thing we know is the toughest positions at Manchester United is honestly goalkeeper and the number 9. So he could have said something. Gary Neville could have said something like, something to be positive, but you can still make a comment. Yeah, all our forwards struggled in the Nottingham Forest, but instead of singling out Sheshko, he could have said something like, "Yo, give him some time. He's gonna grow into it." Stuff like that. But to go at him saying he looks awkward the way he's running, I'm not really convinced about him and stuff like that. That's wrong, man. That's wrong, Gary. Being a club legend, you cannot be going like that, right? So, yeah, that's my 2 cents about Gary Neville. You guys let me know what you think about Gary Neville's comments. I know a lot of people did not like it, right? So let me know what you thought about it, man. And it's one of those things like it's so crazy that you can see already we have a lot of hate when it comes to Manchester United, right? Pundits, everybody, Talk Sports, Sky Sports, everybody, they don't like us. Of course, Gary is part of the Sky Sports network when he was punditering on that game against Nottingham Forest. We know they already hate us. So we need some advocates out there to talk positive about Manchester United, man. We are trying. We're building something. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's kind of crazy. Let's see. Who do we have here? Dave. I see Dave Niker. What up? Morning, brother. How are you doing? United. What's going on, David? Dave, I hope you're well, man. I hope you're well. Welcome. People, make sure you smash the like, hit the subscribe button. Again, people, let me know what are your thoughts on. I'm sure you've heard about the Gary Neville's comments. Let me know. Yeah. Disappointed with the Forest game. Really disappointed, but looking forward to the Spurs game. Dave, listen, Dave. I know we're disappointed, right? I know we're disappointed, but again, we've gone 3 in a row, right? But again, we know this team is a work in progress, right? It's a work in progress, and we should experience these ups and downs, right? It should be in our minds that this is how it's going to be, because we're trying to fix a lot of things. Ruben Amorim is trying to fix a lot of things, and this team is not yet there. So yeah, we're going to have those issues, but I like the fact that Ruben Amorim did say, like, what is it, a year ago, this team would have lost. So the manager, he's seeing that the shift in the mindset of the players. Like, yo, we went to 2 goals down, 2-1, but we didn't capitulate. Like, heads didn't drop. We found a solution and we go back in the game, right? So that is good. And we're gonna have these type of games, and especially, you know what? If someone was to give us, say for example, in this run of games that we've had, right? In this so far the 4 games we've played, if somebody told you you're gonna get 10 points off of that, dude, I'll bite the hand off. Say, yeah, I'll take those 10 points, right? So again, it's a big, it's a progress. But yeah, we are going to suffer from time to time. But yeah. But yeah, I hear you, Dave. You're disappointed with Sheshko. Again, Sheshko really, he's here, our 9, but he's not the main goal getter, right? This time around, we have Mbumo, we have Cunha. Those guys are really the main people to get us those goals, right? Sheshko, yeah, we want him to score, but the pressure is not really on him like that. It's a little bit different from how Rasmus was, right? Rasmus was by himself. Nobody was really helping him to find the back of the net. So the reason Ineos and Ruben Amorim sanctioned the signing of these 3 strikers is because we can have a striker in Sheshko that will be given time to grow into that role. So yeah, did he miss a couple of chances that he should have probably taken? Yeah, he did. Is he gonna get better with that? I think so. I hope so. Yeah, man. Work in progress. Yeah, man. Absolutely, Dave. Work in progress. Results. 10 points after this run. It was a tough run, right? Nobody expected us to whoop Liverpool, right? Brighton was another bogey team that everybody was like, yo, Man United, you ain't, yeah, you cannot do anything. Nottingham Forest, they the last, I don't know how many times we played them. I think they beat us, if I'm not mistaken. Check me on that. All right, so again, going to them, yeah, I know Sean Dyche ball is different. Sean Dyche knew how to play us. We struggled with the low block, breaking down low block team, but again, we're gonna work on that. Next team up is Tottenham. Tottenham, we owe them a good old fashioned payback. And I hope we give them that. All right. I hope these players going to Tottenham, they go in there pissed off. Just like the way I was pissed off, the way Dave and everybody here was pissed off losing to Tottenham in that final. Right. So I'm hoping that, when we go to Tottenham, we go out there with like a chip on our shoulder, like we need them, we need to pay them back. All right. Rishabh, what's going on? How are you? Good to see you, man. Good to see you, Rishabh. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Hope you're well, man. Welcome. People. Make sure you smash the like, hit the subscribe button. Got to go, brother. Keep up the good work. Dave, thank you so much for stopping by, brother. I appreciate you. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one, man. All right. So, yeah, man. So that's what I was saying. I said, listen, Tottenham is next. Again, work in progress as a team. We are going to suffer in some of these games, but again, it is 10 points out of 12 in these 4 games that we're unbeaten. Come on, when I saw a lot of people online going off or going crazy, going pissed off and stuff, I'm like, come on, man. I mean, this is a team that is still work in progress. We're going to have ups and downs. We're going to make mistakes, those kind of things. So it is what it is, they say. Right? Dave, AKS 97. He's saying, good night, folks. Love is in the house. What's going on? What's going on, AKS? How are you, brother? Hope you're well. Hope you are well. Hope you had a good day. I hope it wasn't too crazy. Dalot needs to be replaced. Rishabh, 100%. 100% Dalot needs to be benched. But yeah, man, listen, let's big up Sir David Beckham. As of Tuesday, he will be knighted as one of the knights of the round table. Sir David is going to get his flowers there. That's pretty cool. Reports are saying that the 50-year-old played a pivotal role in securing the London 2012 Olympics. He acted as a UNICEF ambassador for 2 decades and has been working alongside King Charles and the King's Foundation since 2024. During today's ceremony at Windsor Castle, Beckham will be required to kneel while either the king or another member of the royal family touches his right shoulder and then his left with the ceremonial sword. I've always loved that stuff, man. That's pretty cool. I think that is pretty cool, well deserved. And honestly, with David Beckham, I was saying earlier, he's been one of our legends, man. I haven't had a bad word to say about him, man. Dude, he's been doing well. Rishab is saying that Delonis, yeah, congrats to David. Yeah, man, I had a good day. Thanks. That's what's up. How many nights did Old Trafford produce? Ooh, that is a good one. That is a good question. Leave it to AKS 97 to come here with a proper. You know what? That's a very good question, which I will see if I can find an answer to. Let's see. I'm thinking. According to ChatGPT. So far we have Sir Bobby Charlton, who was knighted in 1994. Sir Alex Ferguson, knighted in 1999. And now, soon to be another knight in Sir David Beckham. So far it's three, you know. So Sir Alex Ferguson knighted in 99 after leading Manchester United to a historic treble. Sir Bobby Charlton, 94, for his services to football. One of the greatest English footballer, World Cup winner in 1966. That is Sir Bobby. And Manchester United legend, 758 appearances, 249 goals. Sir Bobby Charlton, nice, integral part of rebuilding United after the Munich air disaster. Yeah. So far we have those. Of course, we have OBEs, in the Rashford, and I don't know who else, but yeah. I'm sure I didn't name all. Yeah, Busby, Alex, now Beckham. For some reason, Busby, I don't think so. Oh, it's Sir Matt Busby. Yeah. So I guess ChatGPT messed up, right? For some reason, um, maybe because I asked the same way you asked, like, how many nights did Old Trafford produce? But still, I don't know why you didn't give me some Matt Busby. Very interesting. Let me say Busby. Okay. Can a person be knight after death? Posthumously, I think. Good question. Man, AKS, you on fire, man. Okay, so the answer to that is no. A person cannot be knighted after death. Knighthoods are part of British honors, and they're only awarded to living individuals. The recipient must be alive at the time of honor in announcement and able to accept it personally. Okay. Uh, Okay, so yeah, I just updated ChatGPT here. ChatGPT said you're correct. Sir Matt Busby also knighted, which means Old Trafford has now four. Yeah, Sir Matt Busby was knighted in 1969, recognized for his incredible contribution to English football and for rebuilding Manchester United after Munich air disaster. Yeah, okay, yeah, there you go. Look, AKS, my man, correcting AI. AI does not know nothing, man. I've grown up accustomed to my Mark saying, yeah, you're correct. You're correct, man. You're correct. To me, when you said Sir Matt Busby, to me, I'm like, yeah, that's it. I've heard it and it makes sense. So I had to go in here and double check this stuff, man. Sometimes whenever you use AI, that's why people always, you gotta, if you're using AI, you gotta go ahead and double check what it says and stuff like that. Yeah. So, okay, it's like screw AI. I know, man. I know, right? But yeah, man. Okay, there you go. So far we got four, man. We know Sir Matt Busby, 1969. Sir Bobby Charlton, 1994. Sir Alex, 1999. And 2025, Sir David Beckham. All right. That's a good one, man. You know what? I love it. You got to leave it to AKS uh, uh, to bring it here. Be like, listen, man, I'm gonna school you and the AI, right? But yeah, um, AKS. I don't know if you heard the comment your boy Gary Neville said about our striker Benjamin Sheshko, calling him. It's kind of awkward. He's the jury is still out with him. You know, it's a surprise why it took him so. It's taking him so long to kind of settle in compared to the other strikers we signed in Cunha and Mbumo. Um, I don't know if you heard that, man. I'm like, dude, Gary, you leave. You know, enough is enough already, man. Yeah, man. I heard he was talking some crap, but I didn't get to check it out. Yeah, man, that's what he meant. He said that during the Nottingham Forest game, you know, after the game, whatever. But I'm like, yo, Gary, you know how the biggest, the toughest position in our club is the goalkeeper and the nine. This guy, we signed him. You know, we did not necessarily sign him to be like, oh yeah, man, he's gonna be our bagsman. You know, it's crazy. Yeah, comparing Sheshko to Hoyland, yeah, it's mad. Yeah, it's absolutely mad because you can see Sheshko already. He gives us something that we never had with Hoyland, right? You know, good on the ball, the link up play works. You know, and one thing is, at Manchester United, that number nine position has always been, using Mark's words, graveyard shift, right? You know, you have to kind of fend for yourself. And, you know, Sheshko, yeah, he missed a couple of chances, but I think he's doing well. I think he's doing well. If you compare him to the likes of Isak, you know, how about like these pundits, the way they go at Man United players, it's ridiculous. I know Gary is trying to be quote unquote impartial, whatever, but dude, you're a Man United legend, man. You know how hard it is to be a Man United striker. You know, cut him some slack. Say something like even in that Nottingham Forest game, all our strikers really they didn't they struggled a little bit. Cunha, Bumo, they all kind of struggled. So yeah, man, you know, for once, use your red tinted glasses and say, you know what, it's tough being a Man United striker. It's going to take him a while. We need to give him some time to encourage the kid. You know, because right now it kind of again it proves a point what Ruben Amorim said. You know, when he was talking about the Sean Dyche comment about, yeah, if I was a Man United coach, I'll definitely get more wins, by turning them to a 4-4-2, blah 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 blah, that kind of thing, because it's saying, listen, if you're a pundit, you gotta say some mad stuff. That way, people start talking about you, and it's true. Gary said that. Now everybody's talking about it, and people are pissed off. Oh, it's crazy. I've heard a theory that Neville makes these ridiculous statements about our players so he can be relevant every week and not a pundit simply giving straightforward analysis. He knows that is, you know what, AKS, that is very true. It makes sense. It makes sense because, dude, everybody's talking about him, especially like today. Everybody was talking about it. It makes sense. It sure does. And obviously, but again, dude, I know you want to be relevant, but at the same token, you already like, I don't know, what more do you want, right? You're already one of the, you're rich, you're a club, Man United club legend. When it comes to punditry, you are up there and stuff like that. But you don't have to necessarily be on us, because you got to understand that this is affecting the players, right? And Ruben Amorim did say, like, listen, for Man United, really, we don't have any, really pundits who are on our favor out there, right? And because so far, really nobody's out there talking positively about United. Talk Sport, Sky, everybody's like, they're always on our case, man. It's a shame. Under the bus to make himself valid. Yep. Shame on so-called legends. Yeah, man. It is, because we get it from Gary Rooney does it too. Sometimes, of course, Scholesy. Of course, now he's not really a pundit anymore like that. But I think Scholes is more kind of in the middle. Roy Keane, he's, you know, people talk about Roy Keane. Roy Keane is supposed to be grumpy, but sometimes, yeah, whenever he makes some of the comments, they're, pretty, kind of on the honest side, right? So it's kind of crazy. Sally, what up? What's up, Luther? Not spoken since the draw. I was very disappointed, man. Come on, Sally. Why? Um, in the communication on the pitch, players were frustrated with each other rather than encouraging. Listen, Sally, man, but we didn't lose. Sally, right now, okay, if before we started this run of games, right, after the international break, if somebody told you you're going to get, I'll give you 10 points right now, 4 games, I'm going to give you 10 points. Would you take it? Or you'd be like, nah, man, I want the full 12 points, right? And I'll give you 10 points and you're going to go unbeaten. That's what we've done. We are unbeaten in 4 games and we have 10 points in the bag. All right. We smashed Tottenham. It is, come on, 13 points. So I don't know, man. To me, yeah, disappointed, but I'm not really like losing my stuff like a lot of folks out on the socials. They folks kind of going overboard with it kind of thing. But yeah, we had a chance to win it. I said once again, Murillo, that dude. This is the second time he's clearing the ball off the line from us, and we could have won that game. And Ruben Amorim said, again, the team is different. A year ago, we could have lost that game. We almost won that game if it wasn't for Murillo clearing the ball off the line. You know what I mean? AKS is saying blessings to Scholes and his family. Yes, AKS, absolutely, because he took the time off to take care of his child. Yeah, that's what's up. I get, but the win was oh my God, yes. 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. I don't. Is it 2 steps back? Maybe like a Sully, like a 1.5 step back. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, we didn't lose because if we go and no, when we smash Tottenham, because we owe Tottenham a proper smash, right? I'm hoping that these players are really pissed off with Tottenham, man. Just like the way we were pissed off losing that game. I want them to go into that game pissed off, like wanting to smash Tottenham, right? I hope we go into that game and do that. We got to win some games before our firepower goes to AFCON. Yes. We definitely do. And again, yeah, it's one of those that it's. I saw somewhere someone said risk versus reward. You see, when we play Ahmad on that right hand side as a right wing back, whenever we are attacking, we're on fire, right? So on the right hand side, we're good. Ahmad and Bumo, because like Bumo is there and then Ahmad is gonna go past him. Those two are working nicely, but we don't have the same productivity on the left hand side. So we see Cunha struggling on the left hand side, right? Because we have Dallo, Dorgu. I think when Dorgu came in, I think we looked much better, right? So on that left hand side, we don't have the same productivity, right? But we know Ahmad is really not that good in defending, right? So us conceding that goal from Ahmad, I mean, it's one of those, I bet the manager was like, what can we do? I'll take the risk part because he gives us more impotence in attack because we are very dangerous on that right hand side. So yeah, we definitely need to get those points. I hear you before they go to AFCON. So we shall see. Use the strength of the team. Yep, yep, yep. Sally saying the whole 90 minutes midfield was wide open, like the Grand Canyon. Wasn't a good performance at all. Felt like all performance. Yeah, midfield, dude. Midfield. No wonder our manager, Ruben Amorim, apparently, from what we hear from sources on the field, that Ruben Amorim spent like 5 minutes talking to Elliot Anderson. That's what the story goes. All right. Last time Ruben Amorim did that, it was Matthias Cunha. So, um, listen, Elliot Anderson dominated that midfield, bossed it. But yeah, our midfield was wide open, you know, absolutely. But yeah, AKS is saying Mazraoui is coming back to the right. Listen, he has to. He has to use Mazraoui in that Tottenham game. He has to. He has to change something. He cannot go with Luke Shaw, right? So yeah, man, it's like that. Um, According to reports, Fabrizio Romano is reporting that Ruben Amorim and Manchester United hierarchy are discussing January plans to identify possible opportunities and decisions on players pushing for more minutes. If anyone arrives, it will be someone trusted long term. Guys, there is no loan deals. Sally saying that thought the wingbacks were supposed to invert to one did was a massive wheel. Anderson didn't dominate. That was his easiest game ever. No one pressed him. That's a good way of looking at it, Sally. It was training for him because of us. Yeah, you know what? I'm Sally. I think I'm gonna have to agree with you. I didn't think of it that way, right? I didn't think of it that way. AKS, what do you think about Sally's comment, man? You know, because our midfield one was non-existent. Elliot was just strolling, chilling. Yeah. So I think that's a very good point, Sally. That is a very good point. Yeah. 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 Imagine Licha Delict Euro, Mazrai. Dude, I cannot wait for Licha to come back, man. Honestly, we need to get rid of Luke Shaw, and Dalot is one of those. I'm telling you right now, if we were to sell Dalot, it's one of those players that no one would actually sit here and be, oh man, I miss Dalot, man. If we had Dalot here, it would be crazy. It's one of those. Because especially going forward, playing him on that left-hand side, going forward in attack, that's not his game, you know. Sally saying it was like playing someone horrible at the AFC, and you just threw ball past the midfield. Yeah, that's a good point, man. That's a very good point. It's definitely a good point. Now, of course, it's so far Casemiro and Bruno, they've been able to do the job for now, but certain teams, they will expose us. Certain teams will definitely expose us. Licha, Delit, Maz with Euro, Heaven, Maguire as replacements. Yeah. Yeah. Licha, Delit, Maz with Euro. It's one. To me, I don't think Euro should be a starter for me. I like Euro because again, he's our future. The late is our future. They need to be starting. Of course, Maz, yeah. for sure. If Licha is available, then we have a problem. It's either gonna be Licha or Maz, or Um, but yeah, it also, of course, heaven looks good, man. Heaven looks good. Heaven, the way he has been able to come into this team and you know, just did his thing, like not phased. I love that about the kid, man. What a baller we have in heaven. Licha, the Lit Mazzari with Euro, Heaven, Maguire, the placement. Yeah. Yeah, Heaven's assist. Oh, yeah, man. And it's one of those, Heaven is a kid, right? To have a vision for an assist like that, you're a good footballer, right? It's not even about the draw for me. It's that we didn't react, didn't communicate, and didn't want it. All this would have lost a year is irrelevant. I don't know, Sally. I think we did, man. When we considered that second goal, I think we played. I don't know. I think we played better. We tried to get back in the game. Um, so I don't know. I saw a team that they fought to get back. So yeah. Um, but I hear what you're saying. I hear you. I completely hear you. But it's one of those things, guys. Are we over our expectations? Are they too high for our club? I know standards, yes. Let's put the standards aside. We know this team was broken and they're trying to rebuild it. So are we, by going those 3 games unbeaten, are we already expecting way too much from these guys? Um, I don't know. I'm thinking because um, the goofiness is going to be there because obviously obviously the midfield it wasn't touched, right? So the midfield is still in shambles. Um, we should expect this type of football from time to time, all right? Uh, this is why we blame players. On this occasion, I agree with Amrin. Xerxes wouldn't have made a difference, but Ugarte would have. AKS, you think Ugarte would have made a difference? Whenever we're chasing a game, Ruben does not like to bring Ugarte in. I've noticed that. He doesn't like to bring him in because I would say maybe Mainu, but I don't think Ugarte. Ugarte is more like you bring him in, he's a destroyer, of course. You bring him in to kind of keep the win, to get us more, secured or something like that. But I don't think if you're chasing the game, you bring in Ugarte in that midfield. Maybe Mainu when it comes to advancing the ball, but I don't think he likes playing Mainu and Bruno in the same game. Interesting. If we were expecting too much, Ruben is expecting too much. He said the goal is European qualification. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah, we can get European qualification, I think. We can get European qualification, but what kind of Europe are we trying to go for? What kind of Europe? Do we think we can get Champions League Europe or Europa? What are we thinking? European football is honestly a minimum because we need that money, right? We need that money. So I guess that's why Manchester United hierarchy and Ruben, they're discussing January plans right now because I did not think we're actually going to bring anybody in January. So I don't know what they're going to do. Obviously, no loans. So the whole idea of Gallagher it doesn't look like it's something that is going to happen unless we actually buy Gallagher, which when it comes to his price, yeah, you can get him, but I don't know. To me, Gallagher, yes, he can it can be like a stopgap, but if we're trying to revamp that midfield completely, I don't know if I want Gallagher to be one of those pieces out there, man. If we go out there, let's get a proper, get the Elliott, get the Baleba, whatever, the Stiller, those guys, and Wharton, get proper ballers. If we beat Spurs and go on to win until Arsenal and City in Jan, then we can make Champions League. Yeah, man, Champions League football. Where are we right now in the Premier League table? So we are sitting eighth. Of course, Sunderland couldn't win today. What, guys? Did you guys watch the Sunderland Everton game? That was a good game, dude. I was sitting here working, and I kept on watching the game. I'm like, yo, it was like back and forth. What a nice game. All right, points. Man United 17 points. Second place, Man City 19 points. Right. Arsenal, of course, 25. So, Champions League football, I mean, some of these teams, I don't see Sunderland being able to stay fourth for the long haul, right? Bournemouth, they're a good team. Tottenham, they're above us. They're sixth, right? But Tottenham, I believe they play tomorrow. With Champions League football, they'll struggle, all right? We have to beat full. Okay, let's get AKS that if we beat Spurs and go on until Arsenal and City in Jan, then we can make Champions League football. Yeah, we have to beat Fulham, Brighton, Forest to qualify. We've already beaten Brighton. Fulham. I mean, like these teams, right? Fulham, Brighton, Forest, right? Of course. Does that mean Fulham at home, Brighton at home? So far at home, our record has really improved, right? So, Brighton will be away, Forest will be at home, and Fulham will be at home. I mean, we can get 6 points in those three. Maybe go to Brighton and draw, right? We cannot lose if we want Champions League. But the thing is, I hear what you're saying, AKS. We cannot lose if we want Champions League. But what is happening is even the teams above us, no one is really flying off. Like leading the pack. They're just winning. Of course, Arsenal they're doing their thing. But all the other teams below that, they're not really like crazy, they're really doing a really good job. A lot of these teams they look like they're struggling here and there kind of thing. So yeah, Sally, he had to put Ugarte on to Mark. He had to put Ugarte on to Mark Ugarte and let Bruno push forward to create. To Mark Anderson. Oh, okay. I hear what you're saying, Sally. So but the thing is with Ugarte is that player where he can win the ball back, but he has to give the ball to someone who can do something with that ball. He doesn't have the ability of winning the ball and actually progressively pass the ball, right? So if he's there and Bruno goes more in attack, I don't think he trusts Ugarte to handle that midfield by himself. I would think, yeah, but again, even if you were to bring in Mainu to deal with Anderson, maybe Mainu could not have been able to do it. But it's that's why we definitely we are seeing that big hole there in the midfield. Like situation like that, Ruben Amorim does not feel like, yo, I can bring in Ugarte, because Ugarte is really not going to um, give you that what you need at that point, which is that you're saying someone to deal with Anderson and also be able to get the ball and progress the ball. It wouldn't have worked if you let him press high and kept Casemiro on and take forward off. It would only way to counter the whole, not Manu have to use skill set. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. But it's one of those. But he did say that the reason he left some of those guys in the game is because he was like, listen, I knew I was not gonna get um, different productivity, you know, um, by bringing in the guys that he has, right? So it's interesting. I mean, of course, Ruben Amorim needs to be more take risks, right? Because maybe that Ugarte move could have probably worked, you know, or bringing in Mason Mount, he could have been able to give you something different um, in that game. But again, if you bring Mason Mount, what do? You take Acuna? Yeah, it won't work. Oh, you take Sheshko out. But again, yeah, you take Sheshko out. Yeah, it's tough. It wasn't about players' profile. It was about instructions. Yeah, yeah. And this is another thing too. Like with Sheshko, man. I mean, dude, when are we gonna start really like pinging in crosses? I was watching the Bayern Munich game, right? It was Bayern Munich over the weekend. Dude, these people ping crosses in the box like crazy. Every chance they get, they're pinging in crosses in the box. You know, I mean, we have a 6'5" striker, and we're not using his biggest attribute. And dude can dunk, so he can get up there in the air, man. I guess I don't know. Maybe Ruben feels like there's no one who really can cross the ball like that. He said earlier in the season, Mount can play as an 8. There you go. That could be another way, right? But if you play him as an 8, what do you do with Bruno? We needed someone to lead the press in the midfield. Leading the press could have been Manny Mace, and Ugarte can do that. Issue is defending deep, so that's why I think we need to play all three: Casemiro, Bruno, and Ugarte. Oh, that would be, dude. That would be so defensive. Because can Cass and Ugarte play together? They did. Yeah, yeah. I know they can. Yeah, we've seen that. But Ruben doesn't like that. He doesn't like playing them together. Very interesting. Very interesting. Very, 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 very interesting. And also another thing is this too. Ruben Amorim, he has seen that, listen, okay, we went 2-1 down. He was like, listen, man, I'm going to let these guys figure this out and get us back in the game. All right. Maybe he got scared saying, listen, last time I made changes, it got worse. So it could be Ruben Amorim was like, listen, man, okay, whatever I'm seeing there, they're going to have to find a solution. If I tweak it anything anymore, it could get worse, which is, pretty not a good spot to be in, because you should be able to trust your players to make a change. Ugarte and Cass cooked under Rude. Yeah, man, I know. I remember. Ugarte and Cass, yeah, they played well. Indicaila or Indicalia, exclusive as of 9 hours ago, is saying that we have it in good authority that Manchester United and Brighton Hove Albion are once again negotiating for the transfer of Carlos Baleba. Manchester United owners are willing to spend 90 million on the player. Green light given to submit official bid. Now, this is Indy Kelly again. David Ornstein did endorse him. I don't know about that. I don't think Carlos Baleba is a 90 million player right now. I don't know. So that was the most recent exclusive for Indy Kelly. Sally is saying that if you send wingbacks forward, then it's not an issue, but we only attack on one side. Yep. So basically, two up front and Bruno in the hole and Ugarte aggressively interceptor 3-5-2 is the way. You got a good point. Yeah, we do attack on one side. We basically the team is in balance, right? The team is imbalanced. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. The 3-5-2. Yeah. Look at Sally, a master tactician over here. You present a good point, man. You present a good point. It's interesting. I mean, with Ruben Amorim, his assistant managers and stuff like that, don't they come to him and say, "Hey, listen, man, from what we're seeing, how about we do this and this and this," and advise him to say, "Hey, let's try this option." Is Ruben the main? Listen, obviously it's his call. He's the manager or whatever, right? His assistants, don't they give him this advice? Like, for example, something like that. Hey, listen, how about we go to a 3-5-2? Da, 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 da. Or maybe there's nobody really on his bench that can kind of see those things and help him say, hey, listen, someone he trusts, and say, hey, listen, let's tweak it and see what happens. People are forgetting Amorim is not gonna change, but he did his tweaks where 3-5-2 and yeah, no, Sally, Ruben Amorim, he tweaked it at one point. I think Harry Maguire said we even played with 4-4-2 or something like that. So we have had some games where we played with the system did change. Yeah. So yeah, he's stubborn, but he can change. He can change. So I've always wondered why what's him Diogo Leon? What's up to him? Like, how come he hasn't started yet? He hasn't played. So under 21 boss Travis Bynum, he was saying it is evident for all to see he has some Diogo Leon, that is, he has some real qualities and some strong foundations to his game that he has to build on. He is aware. We are all aware he has stuff to work on, but to be fair for the kid, he has not played a full 90 minutes yet. Okay, we will be looking to tick that off pretty soon, and that will be really good for him. If he can get a run of 90 minutes, then it is fair to look at his game and see where he's at. At this moment in time, he has shown real glimpses of the promise and has fitted in with the group really well, right? Diogo Leon is still a work in progress. This is according to Simon Stone. Cunha needs to adapt to and work on his runs behind, but can't be stubborn and say, I like to drop deep and run. See, with the Cunha on his side there on the right, on the left-hand side, he doesn't have that partner in crime like what Mbumo has on the right-hand side. Mbumo has Ahmad. On the left-hand side, Cunha does not have that. So, it kind of limits what he can do, I'm thinking, in the game. right? No one to really go past him and stuff like that. You know, I'm all for the Marco forming into Milan. The Marco, yeah, yeah, he can whip across, dribble, and link well. Oh yeah, DeMarco, yeah, yeah, yeah. DeMarco is a baller, man. DeMarco is a baller. But yeah, absolutely, my man. Absolutely. Sally. Barcelona face stiff competition to sign Marcus Rashford permanently. Really? Why? According to reports, this is according to Cut Offside. Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern Munich, Juventus, Inter Milan, Chelsea, and Arsenal are all monitoring his situation closely. What? Easy 40 million. Come on. But I don't want Rashid to play in the Premier League, man. All right. I don't want him to play in the Premier League. He can go out there and do his thing. All right. He can go out there and do his thing, but not in the Premier League. So reports are saying after the game, Nottingham Forest, Ruben Amorim and Elliot Anderson were seen chatting and laughing for around 4 to 5 minutes, similar to Cunha last season. Anderson is keen on joining Manchester United with a potential fee in the region of 60 to 70 million. One to keep an eye on for Manchester United in the midfield. Oh boy. Please make it happen. But anyway, people, listen, man, I'm ending it here. It's been an hour and change. You guys have been wonderful as always. I appreciate you for the support every time, guys. Take care. I will see you all next one. Stay blessed. Have a wonderful evening. Peace out, people. I'm out of here. AKS are rather Anderson than Baleba. Of course, AKS. Absolutely. I'll take Anderson any day. Balebs. Now, if we were to go mad and bring in like Anderson and Balebs, those two can play together, right? Sally, AKS, I believe they can. Master tacticians, you guys are. I think they can play together. If we get an Anderson, we get a Balebs, and then maybe because potentially we could be losing Casemiro and Bruno. Can we also get a Stiller? Can we get a Stiller, Anderson, and Balebs? That would be too much, right? I think that would be too much and too greedy. Yeah, man. That would be epic. Oh, come on, man. Listen, the way I trust Ineos, the way they revamped that our front three, they should be able to do the same thing with the midfield. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Take care. Stay blessed. Peace, guys.